Hello, hello, and welcome to Awakening Aphrodite. I am your hostess, Amy Fournier, and I'm excited to have you here with me today for this episode. This show is all about inspiring you to be fit and healthy in mind, body, and spirit, as well as to balance your masculine and feminine energy, tap into your true source of power, your intuition, and awaken your authentic self. I'm going to help you be more of your own Aphrodite. How about that? Yes, that is our goal here for all the episodes of every show. If you want to find out more about me, you can go ahead and visit my website, which is super easy because it's just my name, amyfournier.com. That's AMY, F as in Fox, OURNIER.com. And you can follow me on social media, which I share a lot of my personal antics and philosophies and a lot of stuff about how I'm living my life. And hopefully we can inspire each other and share, because that's really what this is all about, is sharing, learning, growing, and just really being more of who we were born to be. You can find me on social media at FitAmyTV on Instagram. And Facebook is just my name, Amy Fournier. I have a business page there that I put all my sharing stuff on. I don't really use my personal page that much because God knows I'm trying to stay off social media and actually live my life and be present in my life. But I do feel it's also important to share with people what I'm learning and things that have helped me. And that's really the whole purpose of why I do everything that I do. Otherwise, I would just be a hermit and be doing my own thing. God knows it's a lot easier, right? A lot less expensive and a lot less stressful. But anyway, this show is awesome. I am so glad that you have taken the time to listen, because how would you feel if I told you that we're going to talk about something that influences not only your mood, but your hormones, your appetite, how you look, and your weight? Yes, my friend, we are going into Foundations in Fitness number 6, which is on sleep. Yes, before you go ahead and click off or tune away or go somewhere else, hear me out. You want to understand how to get better sleep, why you need better sleep, because I truly feel that to be empowered, we need to be informed, and we need to be accurately informed, and we need to understand, because I truly feel if we really understand the why behind things, a little bit of the how too, but really the why, and yes, how it can be so powerful, I really feel like we will have more compliance, and we will feel less stress about complying to things that we quote unquote know are good for us or we should be doing, and all that talk we have in our heads, right? We all have it. So I want to teach you a little bit about the why and the how, so you can get better sleep, so you can look better, feel better, have your weight normalized, all that kind of stuff. So let's get right into it. Okay, so we're going to talk about getting enough sleep, getting to bed by 10 p.m., and making your rest a priority and your downtime a priority in your life. So what I'm getting at is I'm categorizing everything kind of in the sleep bucket for this Foundations in Fitness episode. And as you know, there's 10 that I'm taking from my latest ebook, which is Foundations in Fitness Fat Loss Guide. I'm doing 10, so 10 episodes. I've already done 5. This is number 6. So go back and check out the previous episodes. Episode 1 is, or Foundation in Fitness 1 is episode 4, which we talk about the importance of journaling. And episode 6 goes into Foundations in Fitness number 2, where we talk about the hunger scale and how to use something that I've termed the hunger scale to achieve your ideal weight. Episode number 12 goes into Foundations in Fitness number 3, where we get into water. And water is kind of like sleep. I feel like when you talk about it with people, their eyes glaze over and their eyes roll, yeah, I know, and they kind of tune out. But really, you really want to understand the why and how of water and what being dehydrated is doing to you, so you make a point to not be. Episode number 15, we talk about foundations in fitness number 4, which I get into something that's called time restricted eating. I don't like to call it intermittent fasting, and I don't like to call it certainly dieting or anything. Actually, I don't even like the word restrictive, but it's just kind of having an eating window. And research has shown that even if you close that eating window, that you're just not eating constantly all day and night, you're going to lose weight naturally, not even by adjusting your calories or your macronutrients. So anyway, just go back to that episode, which is 15, a really good one. And then episode 20, we get into foundations in fitness number 5, which is an important one on doing a kitchen makeover. And I mentioned, kind of like your personal coach, some of the items that you want to toss, get them out of your house. And there might be some surprises in there, things that you thought were healthy. That's one of my personal pet peeves, is when people feel like they're doing something or eating something because, quote unquote, air quotes, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm air quoting for those that are listening by podcast. One of the things that really just gets me all worked up is when people are doing things because they think they're healthy and they're not. Hello, they're not. So you want to check out episode 20, the kitchen makeover. All right, so here we are at episode 30, which we get into foundations fitness number 6, the importance of sleep, rest, and downtime. So let's get into it. My friend, sleep is a cornerstone of health. It's a cornerstone of good health, and it's the number one anti-aging medicine we know of. Plus, it's free. Yay, it's free. When you sleep is when your body rejuvenates. It's when it repairs, it detoxifies, and it regenerates. It's also when you build your energy reserves. So how often when we're tired, right? I mean, we're all walking around like pretty much chronic zombies most of the time because we're not getting good quality sleep. So we just override the body's needs and we force ourselves to do what we think we should be doing and have to do. And by what? Drinking caffeine, hitting the Red Bull, maybe the nicotine, whatever all the hacks are that we have nowadays to keep going and ignore our body. Well, as you've probably heard me say in many other episodes, I feel like we have so much to learn from animals, nature, and children, right? Like it or not, animals and children express their needs. They meet their needs. When they're tired, they're cranky. They want to sleep, right? When they're hungry, they eat. When they're not hungry, they stop eating. It's not, oh, there's more food on the plate, I got to finish it and all that. No, they stop. They listen to their bodies. Animals are the same way. My little puppy, Charlotte, as many of you know, has been injured lately, and she's not moving much because she was in pain. She's not in pain anymore, thank God. But that was my first sign something was wrong with my dog, because she wasn't behaving normally. She wasn't as active as she normally was, and she was eating a little less. So they listen to their bodies. If you want to learn how to live and how to do it inexpensively, watch nature, watch animals, watch children. We can learn from the cycles of things and the natural instincts and intuition that we're all born with. Unfortunately, it gets programmed out of us and overridden out of us as we grow up and we get culturalized. Is that a word, culturalized? I don't know, but you know what I'm getting at. We ignore it all, and that's when all the crap hits the fan, so to speak, and we start the slippery slope of living in our heads and not in our bodies. Oh my God, someone stop us from doing that. Okay, so sleep is super important, not the caffeine, the Red Bull, all that stuff. It's give your body what it needs is to sleep. So we must prioritize our sleep. Why? Because if you really want to feel good, if you want to look young, if you want to have energy, and particularly not crave comfort foods like carbohydrates, quick energy foods, and sugars, and caffeine pick-me-ups, you have to prioritize your sleep. And you know what? Like you've heard me say before, your body is going to win. You can't override your biology. Eventually, my friend, you're going to pay the piper. And what's that going to look like? That's going to look like when you go somewhere and someone goes, oh, geez, you look really tired, right? Or, you're under a lot of stress, and that is code for you look like crap. or you look really old and whatever, right? It happens to me all the time when someone say, oh my gosh, you look so tired. I'm like, I know, because I'm not sleeping and I'm working too much. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So, and for all the men listening out there, yeah, you don't want to say that to the women in your lives. Okay. You don't want to say, honey, you look really tired. You might want to say, honey, I'll make dinner or whatever tonight so you can go to bed early because I love you, or something of that nature. Because when you say she looks really tired, she's probably thinking, oh, I look like shit. Uh, anyway, but I digress. So, hey, do you know how you're getting enough sleep? Well, you know you're getting enough sleep and rest when you wake up rested, refreshed, and with good energy and a clear head. How often do you wake up and you almost feel like hungover, right? I mean, without drinking, I mean, like you just groggy or achy, you got aches and pains. And oh my goodness, that is not normal. I do not care how old you are. Don't tell me this is part of getting older and aging. No, it is not. We know for a fact that food allergies, intolerances, inflammation in the body, faulty movement patterns, the wrong diet for you, dehydration, poor sleep environment, which I'm going to get into, which includes a bad mattress or too much light or exposure to blue light, which is your technology. All those things disrupt your sleep. When your sleep is disrupted, you will have increased inflammation. When you have increased inflammation, your body will ache. Your body will be swollen. Your body will be bloated. Your body will be painful. You'll put on extra weight because your body's trying to protect you from danger, which is something causing inflammation. So, waking up with a clear head, ready for the day, feeling rested. You know what rested feels like, right? I don't have to get into the definition of rested. You know when you're like, I want to sleep more. Do you need an alarm clock? Well, that's a sign you're not getting good quality sleep or not getting enough sleep. So, unfortunately, an ongoing sleep deficiency, which is what most Americans have. And I'm sorry, I know there's a lot of people who listen to the show from all around the world, but so you probably have it too if you have an Americanized culture. But unfortunately, having a deficiency in sleep and rest is associated with increased risk for many things, including heart disease, metabolic dysfunction, and insulin resistance, diabetes, kidney disease, high blood pressure, stubborn belly fat, which we're going to get into. So, weight gain, yes, it does. Like I mentioned in the beginning, not getting enough sleep can keep you fat or make you fat. It can also lead to sugar and carbohydrate and caffeine cravings because you're just craving that energy boost. It can also lead to premature aging, which I've been mentioning, bad skin quality, and stroke. Yikes. How's that for a horrible list? When something so simple and free, so important to keep you healthy, fit, and young and beautiful. Okay, so did you also know that when you sleep is important as how much you sleep? Yep, timing is important. Research shows when you sleep matters as much as how much you sleep to maximize the body mind repair windows and help reduce food cravings and overeating. Make it a part of your lifestyle to get to bed by 10 p.m. That's the latest, you guys, 10 p.m. That means in bed, lights out at 10 p.m. and on your way to La La Land. You're not playing games. No, no, no. You're not watching Netflix. You're not catching up on office work. Your head is on the pillow and your eyes are closed by 10 p.m. That's really important. And, research has shown that that time is actually important. And it makes a big difference as to opposed to like going to bed at, say, 1 a.m. and waking up at 11 a.m., right, is very different to your body and your biology and your physiology than going to bed at 10 p.m. and getting up at 7 a.m. It might be the same length of time, but it's very different to your physiology. And we're going to get into that now. It's amazing how powerful this one simple habit can be to your overall mood, your energy, your ability to control cravings and willpower, just getting to bed by 10 p.m. Lights out. If you do nothing else as a result of this episode, just do that, okay? Because believe it or not, going to bed at 10 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. is more preferable to your body and your optimal hormones and your circadian rhythms than going to bed at 12 midnight and getting up at 7 a.m., like I just mentioned. Biologically, it's different to your mind and body. Both instances would be 7 hours of sleep, but your body clock, your natural internal rhythm clock that you are biologically predestined and born with, that likes to run the show, but unfortunately gets overridden. The former example is in harmony with the natural rhythms of all of life, while the latter is not. So when is just as important as how much. So how much sleep for that matter? Well, most adults on average need about 7 to 8 hours of quality. Like everything else, quality is more important than quantity. But on average, I don't like to say averages because this can always change with conditions and different factors like age, stress level, activity level. If you're training for an event or you're pregnant or whatever, it's always going to change. But in general, 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night in order to feel rested, energized, and good. Some people will need less and some people will need more. It's interesting to think back to when you were a young child and how your sleep habits were. Doing that can be quite revealing for a lot of things in your life, not only for your life purpose and what makes you happy and things that make you feel good, but to give you a little insight as to what your body liked. I know, for example, I was always an early riser. Now, it might have also been because I just idolized my dad as a little girl growing up, and he had his own business. So he was, oh my gosh, he was up at like 4:35 a.m. and he was out the door by probably, oh my gosh, at least by 6. He was probably out before then. And but I also was an early riser. It might have been just to see him in the morning and we'd have our breakfast together. But I've continued that to this day. I function best when I'm up early. I've even had relationships that have made fun of me for this, and that should have been a red flag. Because yes, it does give a damper to your nightlife. I get it. And don't worry, there's many times where I override that and I stay out because I want to enjoy and have a social life and enjoy all the festivities, no doubt. And sure, I'll sleep in a little bit, but I actually usually end up waking up at the same time anyway. Even if I go to bed at like midnight or 1 a.m, unfortunately I still get up at like 5:36 anyway. But hey, you got to live a little, right? But what I'm getting at is that as a child, I was always an early riser. And when I lose that due to my work demands, my job, whatever, and I find myself going to bed later and later, which means I'm getting up later and later, or at least I have to get up later and later. My body doesn't wake up, but my alarm would wake me up. And it's just a slippery slope. Down goes the rest of it, as you're going to hear in a minute. That affected my appetite. It affected the way I was eating. It affected certainly my moods. And it most definitely affected my skin and the way I looked, my energy. So think back to when you were a child and what were your sleep habits then? And maybe try to revisit them as much as you can. Okay. All right. So, of course, the amount of sleep you need will vary according to the other factors, like I mentioned, like your stress level, your activity level, how much you work out or don't work out. Not working out can make you more tired too. Your growth, your repair needs. Are you in a growing phase? Are you injured? If you're fighting an illness, and what time of the year it is, what season it is. Generally, more sleep is required in the winter months or in hemispheres with less daylight. This is very important because, as you've heard me mention in many episodes, we are nature. We are creatures of nature. We are part of nature. We are made of the same stuff that stars are made of, for God's sake. We're made of earth and flesh. We have spirit and soul inside us, so we are both. But we are creatures of nature. We have to get in harmony and in sync with the cyclical nature of the planet, of the environment. to live and feel our best. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, we take our cues from nature to be happy and healthy. And particularly with Aphrodite and our goddess energy, this cycle, the cyclical way that our lives and all of life is, if we can think about and be aware of and harmonize our daily existence with these natural cycles, which is a very Aphrodite-esque thing to do, being cyclical, that's the moon energy, and that is the feminine, is this, it's rhythmical, it's cyclical, it's not constant. The masculine is constant. It's just like boom, direct, straight at it, boom, straight line. The feminine is sinuous, it's curvy, right? It might take the long road. It's like, well, I'm talking about this, and the guy's like, get to the point, right? That's a very masculine thing. It's, let me get to the point. Whereas the feminine thing is like, go over here and look at that. It's all beautiful, and it all comes together to make this beautiful soup and mixture of this harmonized yin and yang of the balance of the two. But we can learn how to sleep properly by the cues, the cyclical cues of nature, where it gets dark early in the winter and it's colder and all of nature around us is hibernating, so to speak, and closes down a little bit, and we eat warming foods, and we snuggle up, and we might do more introspective work, which is reading and journaling and being with the family, playing card games, board games, whatever. Okay, this is all how we're designed to live. Whereas in the summer, we're more active. There's more daylight, go, 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 right? It's that cycle of daylight is more energetic. So we take our cues from nature to live in balance and health. So do yourself a favor and don't fight the flow. Listen to your body. Go to bed when you're tired, regardless of what quote unquote time it is or other factors, okay? Also, to help ensure you get a good night's sleep, it's a good idea to not eat 3 to 4 hours before bed. And definitely no caffeine at night or even after 3 p.m. if you're sensitive. I'm not sure if you're aware, but caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours. What does that mean? That means when you ingest anything with caffeine, it's going to stay in your system on an average of about 6 hours. So I know for me, I can't have, well, actually, I'm not drinking coffee anymore, but I couldn't have any coffee or any caffeinated substances after about 1 p.m. And then slowly that window kept getting smaller and smaller. It would keep me up. So yeah, you want to be mindful of that. Your body and your internal organs are designed to rest and repair at night. And this can't happen if they're busy digesting food or dealing with stimulatory substances like caffeine or nicotine. And essentially, they're basically working. If they're dealing with food and other things that have come into the system, your organs and your body and your cells can't repair, rest, and regenerate. And guess what? That's a code word for premature aging. Hello, yes. Regeneration, restoration, rest, and repair is anti-aging. So when that can't happen, you are prematurely aging yourself. So rest means rest. As in off. This off switch is on. Does that make sense? You've turned on the off switch. The off switch is on. So try to let that happen by not eating or drinking or anything later at night. Also, beware of a very major sleep disruptor. Please educate yourself on the dangerous and body disrupting effects of exposure to electronic technology has. Oh my God, this is a huge one. Huge, huge, huge. I'm actually going to be doing the next Foundations in Fitness episode on the dangers and heads up for electronics and technology and what these artificial devices are doing to our body weight, to our aging process, to the way our minds work, our focus, our ability to focus, our memory, dehydrating the body and leading to heart disease and all these other things that this artificial light is doing to us. It is completely changing our culture. It's changing our biology and not for the better. So we will get into a lot more about that on the episode on electronics and blue light. So look for that. That'll be coming up in tip number 7. But I definitely had to mention it here under sleep and rest, because problems from exposure to too much artificial electricity has proven to be a major factor in people with the way, and with the way it's going, it's most likely only going to increase and get worse, because now, depending when you're listening to the show, but we're still in the throes of the quote unquote pandemic. And we have, we're isolated, we're on technology more, we're doing video conferencing and all these different, plus let's not even get into the whole addiction to the cell phone thing and social media and all that, but we're pretty much plastered, our eyes are glued to the blue screen, which is completely destructing our biology and not for the better. You want to age quickly and and feel like you have ADHD and ADD, well, keep your eyes plastered at a screen, and that's a sure prescription for that. So, in a nutshell, think of your body like a big battery. It runs on electrical impulses or electromagnetic frequencies, otherwise known as EMFs. And these fields are what influence the way your body functions. The electrical currents control all functions of your body, from your breathing to your heart pumping to your thinking, moving, and feeling. When we're in close proximity physically to any other thing that emits the electrical frequency, like your iPhone, your computer, your tablet, your television, your microwave, etc., basically anything that plugs in, okay? These electrical sources and currents can disrupt and deregulate your own natural electrical rhythm, okay? It's like one electrical force outside of you is going to affect your internal electrical source. Remember, your body's like a big battery, so it's all influencing you and not for the better. This can lead to a host of unwanted problems. I've mentioned some, but just to review: hormonal problems, anxiety, emotional problems, memory problems, dehydration, inability to focus, and most commonly, sleep problems. So that brings us back to today. This is particularly a problem in the evening at night, when the body should be slowing down, just like nature, right? Everything starts to slow down at night, and the body should be preparing, and the brain should be preparing for rest and sleep. When the body rhythms get scrambled due to external electromagnetic frequencies and exposure, your body can actually think it's 12 noon when it's actually 12 in the morning, or midnight. So you can't sleep and you wonder why your brain can't turn off. Because basically, when you're looking at your screen, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself, this will be in the next episode on Foundations of Fitness number 7. But basically, anytime you look at the screen and the blue light, you're telling your body it is 12 noon. So think about that. You look at your screen, you get up to pee or whatever, and it's 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And if you take a peek at your phone, you are immediately telling your body, oh, it's time to wake up. It's 12 noon. Because remember, we are animals of nature, and we run with circadian rhythms, and the exposure to the light-dark cycle is what our body has designed for millions of years to run on, okay? How long has the cell phone even been in existence, right? How long have we even had computers? Within 100 years, right? So the biology has not caught up with all that. So we're still operating like cave women with a good blowout. So, right? So we want to think about awareness of how our electronics and our current fancy culture is affecting our very, very primitive body, and connect the dots as to how this is affecting your weight, your moods, your ability to focus, how quickly you're aging, all that stuff that I keep repeating, because I'm just wanting it to hit home that there are direct correlations here, my friends. Okay. Therefore, make it a hard, fast rule to power down all electronics by 8 p.m. Yes, I did say 8 p.m. And totally avoid them from 10 p.m. on. Now, this is where you need some discipline. Okay. This is where you can prove how badly you want to be fit, healthy, happy, balanced, and the amazing person that you truly are. Have some discipline, set yourself some rules, and stick by them, okay? This means no iPhones, computers, iPads, personal computers, etc., for at least 1 to 2 hours prior to bed. Doing so will limit your exposure to unnatural artificial blue light sources at home when your body would be naturally winding down and preparing for rest. And it will help maintain your natural circadian rhythms, which again is your automatic hormonal sleep-wake cycle. And it's vital for everything to run optimally. Allowing good sleep and repair also requires powering down all the lighting in your house, because they're also sources of electricity, aren't they? That means after dusk, you can use candles, you can dim the lights, you can use red lights. My friends come over and they're always amazed at my little sanctuary I've created with all my red lights and my salt lamp and all the beautiful soft lighting. If you're lucky enough to have a fireplace, fires at night, because that's how we evolved, right? We evolved by that red light, that firelight. We did not evolve by the absolute opposite of the light spectrum, which is the blue light coming off your computer screen, your iPhone screen. It is literally backwards for what your body should be looking at night. So it's never good for you to be looking at that stuff, but of course we all do during the day in our culture. You really can't avoid it. I am right now. I'm looking at my camera and I'm looking at my screen on YouTube. So it's unavoidable. But at the very least, I power down at night. It is off. And I'm going to get into another thing I do at the end of the episode as well that helps me when I'm in a situation when it is dark, like winter, and I need to stay up till about 9 or so. I have a little trick I use. Okay, so powering down with dimmers, candles, soft lighting, red lights, salt lamps, that's all great. And those will help your body get the signal that it's time for rest and soon is bedtime, rather than getting the signal that it's the middle of the day because it's still light out, according to the blue light that the screens give us. Okay, so hey, I know avoiding technology and bright indoor lights at night is hard to do and can be impractical, like I mentioned, due to your life, work, schedule demands. But that's why my hack is, are you ready? I found it essential to use blue blocking glasses. Yes, blue blocking glasses. What I've been using for years to protect my eyes and my body and my hormones from the artificial blue light at night. Blue light blocking glasses are becoming quite popular right now. Unfortunately, there's a lot of really crappy brands, and as anything that gets trendy, you get everyone jumping on the bandwagon and producing a lot of crap. Okay, like everything else, whether it be your food sources, your vitamins, your supplements, whatever, quality is the most important thing. You usually get what you pay for. Do not get your supplements at Walmart and CVS and expect them to work. Okay. And same thing goes for blue light blocking glasses. You go on Amazon and it's a trendy catchword now. It's going to show you a bunch of crap. Well, the brand that I am currently loving is Raw Optics. I'm going to show it right here if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, you can look it up. If not, they come and they're not as goofy as they used to be. Okay, there's some at night here that I use with the orange lens at night, and then here's a pair that are kind of cool that I can use during the day. I probably should have had these on, actually. I had them right here, for God's sake, but I got so excited about doing the show, so I'm going to wear them the rest of the time. So this brand right here is Raw Optics, and it's got the yellow lens, which is good for daytime. When I am doing a lot of screen work, that's why I have them right by my computer. I always put them on, and because guess what? Good sleep at night starts during the day. That's right. Not only does it start in the morning, which I'm going to get at in a minute, but all day long. You're practicing what we call sleep hygiene, and how you're living your lifestyle is determining how you're sleeping. Yes. So, all right. So also, you want to absolutely avoid TV and phone. Don't forget those count as screen time, right? A lot of people do really great all day long, and at the end of the day, and they just want to turn off their brain and watch some mindless television and all. I get it. I've been known to do that myself. I like to actually watch the nature channel, but that's just me. It relaxes me so much, and I just love learning about how nature and all these animals, they're just so amazing. Uh, anyway, if you're a type of person who likes to just chill out and turn off your analytical brain by watching some television, you absolutely have to have the blocking glasses on. Most definitely, or you will disrupt your sleep. Okay. So, like I mentioned, good sleep does start during the day and in the morning in particular, because research has shown that being exposed to morning light, because remember, light is a spectrum, right? And it's not always the same. There's different wavelengths at different times of the day, the position of the sun, that determines a lot of the lux of the light that we're getting and the frequency of that light. But research has shown that people who expose their eyes, their retinas, and you got to, by the way, lose the sunglasses, okay? Because when you do that, you're filtering out the natural light into your eyes during the day, which you want, because that's the light that will increase your melatonin, which is the sleep hormone, okay? Very, very important. So that begins in the morning. So research has shown that if you go outside in the morning light, and particularly at the sunrise is the most potent and powerful circadian rhythm setter of the whole time of the 24-hour cycle. If you get exposure directly to your eyes and your skin at sunrise, or at least in the morning before definitely like 9:30 or 10, you're going to have a better quality sleep. So if you take a walk, for example, and you can make yourself get up early, and even if you just see the sunrise the last 10, 15 minutes or whatever, you've got some exposure of your eyes, your naked eyes to the sun at that time, it's going to help your sleep. It's also going to help your moods and your weight, by the way, but very, very important. So exposure to natural light. And also keep in mind that the light and the sleep cycles are also affected by not only your eyes' exposure to the sun and the natural light, but your skin. Your skin has receptor cells on it. They've done research of people in sleep clinics, and any exposure to light disrupts the quality of their sleep. The REM cycle, the beta waves, the alpha waves, the theta waves of the brain when we sleep, which is why and how we wake up rested, that is affected by the skin, not just your eyes. So, are you one of those people that use one of those eye masks when they sleep? Well, guess what? Your skin also has light photon receptors on it. So the skin's exposure to light is very powerful. And research has shown they can even shine a pin light on someone's skin, like on their arm, and it'll disrupt the reading of their theta REM sleep. So obviously, the takeaway here is you want to sleep in absolute darkness. You want to make sure your bedroom is like a cave, like we evolved in biology, right? Through eons of time. We rose with the sun and we went to bed with the moon, and when it was dark. So when your bedroom should be dark, get room darkening shades, make sure it is dark. If you can see your hand in front of your face, it's too light. Okay, and that's going to disrupt the quality of your sleep. Also, electronics, we talked about it, but no electronics in the bedroom. Definitely not your phone. Oh my God, definitely not your phone. And if you've got kids or whatever, or you're worried about someone else, put the charger at least in the bathroom or within earshot so you can hear it, but do not have it near your physical proximity. Very, 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 very dangerous. Okay. Alarm clocks, things that have bright lights, that blue light, get rid of them. Get them out of the bedroom. Okay. Also, temperature is very important. The temperature of your bedroom needs to be cool. All of the planet gets colder at night. The temperature drops down with the sun. Our bodies are designed to be in a cooler environment at night. So make sure you turn that thermostat down, or if it's winter, save some cash and keep it like 68, 69 degrees. Some people even like sleeping in 65 degrees. And so keep the bedroom cool. That's very, very important. Um, okay. Also, let's see, as we come to the end of the show here. So let me just wrap up a little bit for you because I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but it's all super important. This is the lifestyle stuff that we have to understand how we are designed to live in order to be healthier and happier and more fit and all that kind of stuff. So remember, your good sleep starts in the morning with natural light exposure with your naked eyes to the natural light, okay, and your skin if possible. You want to make your bedroom as dark as possible, kind of like a cave. Um, you want to make sure you power down all electronics about 1 or 2 hours before bed, like your cell phones, your computers, your televisions, or at least an hour before bed. Just the phone is off, okay? No checking Instagram that last minute or two at midnight and all that crap, okay? Because remember, blue light, as we will get into in the next episode on this, but it affects your appetite. It increases your appetite. You wonder why you're eating so damn much when you're on your phone and or on your computer. It makes you dehydrated, which is very dangerous. And not only is it dangerous to your heart and your kidneys and all your cells, but it makes your skin look like crap, and it will make you eat more food, by the way, and it'll make you constipated, which is never a good thing to be because you're not taking out the trash when you're constipated. You got to make sure you're going to the bathroom. Also, blue light decreases your melatonin, like I mentioned. It decreases your serotonin, which is your feel-good hormone, and it increases your cortisol. So that blue light increases your stress hormone. It tells your body it's daytime, it's time to be awake. And when you have too much cortisol in your body, you know what happens other than prematurely aging you? Belly fat. That's right. Too much cortisol can make you belly fat. So having your phone on all the time and exposure to blue light can make you fat. That's just the way it is. Sorry, but it's true. So you want to go ahead and have a regular sleeping schedule. Get to bed by 10. Have your room nice and dark. Have it nice and cool so your body temperature will drop somewhat in the 60s. You don't want to eat a few hours before bed. Watch the water intake so you're not getting up peeing. Make sure you've got good quality sea salt in your diet so you are retaining the water and not peeing all the time. Go back to episode number 12, Foundations in Fitness number 3, which I talk about water if you want to learn more about that. And no hard exercise a couple hours before bed. Now, one of the future Foundations in Fitness episodes will be on exercise. It's a super important one that's coming up soon. I think that's number 8. It's coming up soon. But did you know that working out late, particularly working out intensely too late, close to bedtime, definitely disrupts your sleep because it disrupts your hormones and your hunger and all that stuff. So that's a slippery slope. And you want to avoid alcohol. I did not mention this, but yes, it's true. Alcohol can make you sleepy. It's true because it's a sedative. But unfortunately, you don't get quality sleep. I mean, it's irrefutable. I mean, it's just the research is consistent on this that alcohol disrupts your quality sleep. That's part of why you can't remember stuff after you've been drinking too much, right? Because you didn't get good quality sleep, and you need good quality sleep to have your memory work properly. Okay, so I'm just making sure I got to most of the things I wanted to tell you. Okay. All right. So what do we do when we try to rise and go to bed with the sun and the moon, right? Follow the natural cycles. To help you do that at night, I realize that, in some parts of the country, it's dark in the winter at 3 p.m. I get it. So use candles, dim the lights, get some red light bulbs, use salt lamps, and at the very least, get some good quality blue blocking glasses at night. They make some that look pretty cool. I think these are pretty cool, the ones I have on. Remember, you want the orange lenses at night. You want the yellow during the day. Raw Optics is my favorite brand. And you just email me if you want more information on that. I don't have them on my website yet. On my website, I have my favorite products and my store page. I have a lot of the things that I love and use personally. But I don't think I have Raw Optics on there yet. I probably should get in touch with them. Um, Also, you can use some apps. Phones now have apps and settings you can automatically set your devices to that they dim after like sunset and stuff. I do that. And I think there's an app called Twilight that you can set your devices to that will naturally change the cadence and the lux of the lighting. So all that matters, all that counts. Okay, but you can't get away from the basic idea is that you need to sleep. Sleep, water, those are the two, one and two of what we need to feel and look good, people. Sleep and water, and particularly the anti-aging thing. I don't know why I'm on that so much today, but I guess it's because sleep is just paramount for staying and feeling young and youthful. And remember, age is just a concept, right? Because I feel like I'm ageless. I just had my 53rd birthday, February 10th. And I can honestly say I've never felt better. I am a little bit tired because it's been a lot of work for me the last few years with the business that I had and now launching this new business, which is my podcast. And of course, it's always something, right? We all have something we're dealing with that was unexpected that throws a wrench into things. But I just feel like people are so amazed when they hear my age and stuff. And to me, it's my life. It's the way I'm living and the way that I'm thinking and the things I expose myself to, and a mindset of what I expect to happen and what I know is possible. And it's a feeling, it's an energy. Age is an energy. It's not a chronological number, because truly our biological age is often not synonymous with our chronological age, right? So if someone asks me, what is your age? I should really tell them how old I feel, which some days can be like 12, which I love because I'm really working on cultivating my relationship with my little Amy inside, which, because you know what? She knows how to have fun. Let me tell you, she knows what would make Big Amy happy. And she knows what she wants to say to people most of the time and all that stuff. So staying young, feeling young, looking young is truly about what you're programming your brain and your life to expect and feel and think and how you live. We can control a lot more than we think we can. That's the big secret. Okay. And it's not that expensive. It's not that horrible. It doesn't take a lot of discipline. It doesn't take a lot of willpower. It just, what I said at the beginning of the show, it takes a little bit of knowledge. I feel like a little bit of understanding as to the hows and the whys. And once you start experiencing it, you will become a believer and be like, oh my God, like this really works. I didn't realize what it felt like to wake up awesome every day. I didn't realize what it felt like to feel good after I eat a meal, to have energy, to not be grumpy, to be able to focus, be able to get stuff done, to want to exercise, right? Because people just don't know how good they can feel and look. And that's what my show is about, my friend. That's why I am here. That's why I'm doing all this, to help share it with you, because it works. Okay? It works. So I hope this episode on sleep and the importance of rest has helped you. Hey, I've got a favor to ask you. If this show helps you, I need your help. Could you please share the show with other people and leave a review on iTunes? It only takes a minute, but let me tell you something. It really helps, because for this show to continue, I needed to have people listening. Otherwise, I'm not going to waste my time either. So I know you're listening when you review the show, when you share the show, when I get more people listening and watching the show on YouTube as well. And leaving a review and sharing it really does help, because it helps me get better guests on the show. And like I mentioned, it lets me know I'm not wasting my time, because we all have to pay the bills, right? And I can get better guests. I can get sponsors on the show, which will enable me to continue to put the show together and book the good guests that help teach all of us how to live happier and healthier. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So if you want to find out more about me, just check out my website, amyfournier.com. Come on and connect with me over on social media at FitAmyTV on Instagram and on YouTube, FitAmyTV. Many of these episodes you can find on YouTube. So if you want to see my guests live and you want to see us recording live, because as you know, this is a very low budget production, nothing fancy here. It's just me doing no editing and hitting record. And here we go with all my little mistakes and whatnot. But if you want to watch it live and check out me or my guests, come on over to YouTube. And I'm always wanting to know what you want me to do shows about. And I thank you so much in advance for sharing and reviewing the show. Really, really, really appreciate it because it's fun for me. I enjoy it. I guess I was born a teacher, and it feels good to give to other people, doesn't it? It feels good to know that you're helping someone. You're really, really helping someone. And if I got goosebumps just by saying that. If I know that I'm really helping someone, I feel like my life has purpose. I really do. God, it's so cliche, but I honestly feel like I could cry. But I feel like, okay, like I can ease someone else's pain because I've been in a lot of pain in my life too. And if I can help alleviate that and help someone else out of that pain, then I will feel very grateful that you gave that gift to me. So, all right, my friend, until next time, I already can't wait to be with you again. And go ahead and awaken your Aphrodite, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.